Okay, so today we're gonna be doing the lower body, sciatic and lumbar orthopedic and neurological test for week 8. So for the first test will be minor sign, so you can please stand up. Good, sit down. Okay, so a positive for the minor sign will be difficulty or pain standing up, which will indicate a variety of lumbar lesions, sciatic lesions, or sacroiliac problems. Second test is belt test. So for belt test, you're gonna stand here, looking that way. You're gonna stabilize your hip, touch your toes. Okay, good. Come back. Okay, now do that again. Push your toe. Okay, good. So positives, if it's pain on both movements, it will be a lumbar spine problem. If there's pain only on the first test that I'm stabilizing, that will be only an SI joint problem. The other test is Goldboy test. Can you ver boca arriba? Okay. For this test, I'm gonna contact your low back and I'm gonna raise your leg. Okay. Come back. Put my hand here. Like that. And raise your leg. Okay. For the Goldway test, positives will be if there is pain before lumbar motion, it's a sacroiliac problem. If there's pain after the lumbar motion, that will be a lumbar problem. Okay, now about salva maneuver. Can you sit down for me? Looking that way. For this test, you're gonna sit up derecho, straight. Take a deep breath. Hold and do a movement like a bowel movement, like if you were gonna poop or something. Yeah, good. Okay. So positives will be radiating pain for this one, which will indicate a space-occupying lesion or nerve root entrapment by this lesion. Okay, for the other tests, first is heel walk. So for heel walk, you stand right there. Okay. Stand here and walk towards me on your heels. Okay, good. So positives will be good. Inability to perform the test, which will indicate L4 nerve root compression, L4, L5 disc. So for toe walk, you're gonna do the same, but on your toes, like this. Walking lower, okay. Okay, good. So positives will be inability to perform the test, which will indicate L5S1 nerve root compression. Now for Kemp test, can you sit down but looking that way? Okay. So you're gonna laterally flex you towards me. Place my hand on the other side and I'm going to rotate. Okay, same here. Laterally flex. I'm going to rotate you towards me. Okay, so positives for this one will be an increasing pain leaning towards the affected side, which will indicate a lateral disc bulge. If there's an increasing pain when rotating on the opposite side, that will be, if it's on the opposite side, that will be a medial disc bulge, and if it's localized pain, will be facet pathology, myospasm, or facet capsulitis. Next test is straight leg test. So for this one, I'm gonna need you boca arriba. Okay. For this test, I'm just gonna raise your leg straight. Is there pain with that? No? Also here. So So positives will be radiating pain. If the pain is positive between 35 and 70 degrees, is sciatic radiculopathy. If the pain is positive after 70 degrees, that will be tight hamstring. Okay, next test is Brager's test. So this one you can stay laying down, boca arriba. So if straight leg raise is positive, okay, I will raise the leg, okay, out. Okay, if the pain is here, I will raise the leg like 15 degrees and I will dorsiflex the foot. What? The out. Okay, out there, what? Dorsiflex the foot. So for that, the positives will be radiating pain or dual posterior tight pain, which will indicate sciatic radiculopathy. That's another test we can start doing and start building up our case for the patient. So that was Brager's test. Now Sicard's test is a variation of Brager's test. For this one, the out. Okay, it hurts there. I will lower the leg 15 degrees and I will dorsiflex the big toe. Out. Okay. Wow. So for that, Sicard sign is the same, radiating pain and or dual posterior tight pain, which will also indicate sciatic radiculopathy. Now, if the patient for some reason cannot raise their leg because it's too painful, there's another variation of test we can do, which is called Lindler test. Okay. So for Lindler test, I'm going to raise your head. Any pain with that? Okay. So positives will be radiating pain, dual posterior tight pain, which will indicate sciatic radiculopathy. But this will be an extreme case of sciatic radiculopathy. Okay, now our next test is Bonnet test. Bonnet test is for the piriformis. Okay, for this test, I'm going to raise the leg. I'm going to internally rotate. I'm going to beat up. Any pain with that? No. Then I will raise the leg to the opposite shoulder. Okay, a little tight there.
Yeah.
Same here. And then to the opposite shoulder. Okay. Positives for this test is pain in the posterior thigh or in the leg, which will indicate a sciatic radiculopathy, but there's a piriformis muscle involvement and trapment nerve involvement. Okay. Now for the femoral traction test. For this test, I'm gonna need you to go on your side, de lado. Okay. For this test, I'm going to tuck your chin up. I'm going to raise your leg and stabilize here. I'm going to up. Okay, that's the femoral traction test. So positives will be pain in the anterior thigh, and that will indicate traction of the femoral nerve, indicating involvement of the second, third, and fourth lumbar nerve roots. Now, the other test, where this is my neurological reflex hammer. It is used to test reflexes. It's gonna feel like this. I'm going to, this is TNL ankle sign. So I'm gonna find the nerve right here and I'm gonna tap lightly. Same here. I'm gonna find the nerve. I'm going to tap lightly right there. So positives will be radiating pain towards the bottom of the foot, which will indicate tarsal tunnel syndrome. Now for Morton's test. For this test, I put this a little bit closer. This test is on the foot. Just gonna grab the foot. I'm going to apply pressure on the bottom side with my right hand and on the top side with my left hand. Create some pressure there to see if there's any pain. A positives will be sharp pain in the forefoot, which will indicate metatarsalgia at the third and fourth metatarsal. So that will conclude our test for this week. Thank you very much.